for the United Way of Southeast Missouri, Elizabeth Shelton, about programs that can affect your small business in a positive way, and her new position. Business Development Specialist for the Cape Area Chamber of Commerce, Shad Burner, will tell us about some of the growing programs that are being utilized and developed in our region, and with Cape Girardeau City Councilwoman Loretta Schneider. She will share with us some insight into the developments she has been a part of throughout her public service legacy that draws to a close in 2016. That's all ahead on Cape Chronicle.
The hardwood doesn't care. The gridiron doesn't care. The diamond doesn't care. The tracks, the courts, the fields, they don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
We don't care.
I don't care.
Southeast Missouri State University doesn't care. If you can play, you can play.
Welcome to Cape Chronicle. I'm Audra Kane. Elizabeth Shelton has taken on a new role, that of Executive Director of the United Way of Southeast Missouri. With a multitude of programs to learn about and to guide, she's taken on a daunting task. Thank you for coming by, Elizabeth.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, the United Way of Southeast Missouri has a broad base of services, and you all are partnered with a great deal of local agencies that are already doing work. Now, for someone that might be watching that isn't familiar with what the United Way does, how do you describe where their contributions go and what they can do?
I like to tell people that the United Way is the matchmaker between need in the community and the resources to meet the need. And we do that through currently about 35 funded partners. And the United Way worldwide focuses on 3 building blocks that have been determined to have the greatest impact on quality of life. And those are education, health, and income. So those are the areas that we focus on locally, and we partner with other nonprofits who fulfill that mission in those 3 key areas. Then they utilize the money that we raise to help either seniors, to help with education from the early years on up, and to help fulfill that mission with us.
So speaking of that money, donations come in through a variety of avenues, and a lot of them are through workplace donations. We just got a notification at our office today.
Excellent.
Now, there are lots of large companies that partner with their employees to donate to the United Way, but you don't have to be a large company, right? You can be a small business and donate.
Absolutely. There are a lot of ways to donate to United Way, just beyond a financial donation even. But we are very grateful for the large corporations and businesses that do hold a workplace campaign, and I encourage anyone who's with a large organization who's not doing that to call us, because we can very quickly get them involved in that. And a lot of local employees really like the idea of donating to one cause that they know is being used where it's needed, instead of having to decide here and there what they're going to do. But for the organizations that aren't big enough to have a workplace campaign, or only have 1 or 2 employees or an owner, we have what we call our Small Business 365 Circle. And that is where we encourage businesses to donate $1 a day, thus the 365, and sometimes maybe encourage their employees to match that if they do have a small employee base, or have fundraisers that might help match that. So there are a lot of ways that small businesses can contribute to that too.
I like that 365, that's great. One way of encouraging interaction with the United Way is through your Grace's Women's Council, and that's an acronym, right?
Yes, it is. It's Grace's Women's Leadership Council. I didn't create it, and not every United Way locally uses Grace's, but many of them do have just what is a Women's Leadership Council. And Grace's stands for Giving Responsibly, Advocating, and let's see, GRAC, advocating
For the community.
for the community, and give
ES.
services.
Education services?
No. I knew this before
Well,
I sat
I
down
tell you
here
what,
in front
where
of the
can
camera.
where can they find more information about Graces?
At www.unitedwayofsemo.org/graces.
Okay, so Graces, though, is specifically helping women to partner with the United Way in helping the community, right?
Yes, it gives women, and we have so many in this community who are so giving, a network to be able to give back to the community and nurture those things that are especially important to Graces. Unlike our funded partners who go through a pretty rigorous allocations process, members of Graces are able to determine how they want their membership dues to be invested back into the community. And that's one big appeal of joining Graces.
Oh, that's exciting, because then you get to really directly impact the people that are receiving those services. Now, I know that there's something that is ongoing for now that has to do with diapers, right?
Yes, we are kicking off a diaper drive next week, and it will go through the month of November. And we usually get some of our workplaces that are participating in United Way campaigns to also collect diapers for us. We are collecting them at our office at 430 Broadway. And anyone who would like to bring in diapers there or bring in cash, we will use that to purchase diapers, can do so, and we hope that you will. If you're interested in holding a diaper drive in your workplace or in your church, we have a diaper drive toolkit that offers some facts and a little poster that says donate diapers here, and it's easy, and you can just come into the office and get it, and we will get that loaded on our website also, so you can just download those documents. Because I didn't know until I started working for United Way that disposable diapers are not covered under WIC or food stamps, and I do know that they can be very expensive. They can run anywhere from $25 to $40 a week, and when you are watching every dollar, that becomes a terrible expense. And so that's one thing that Graces wants to do to help meet the need in the community.
And that is a big need. There's some others, like the backpacks for Friday backpacks, and then also there's another one, Read to Succeed, which I personally want to start volunteering with. So finding that information, United Way, tell me the website again.
UnitedWayOfSemo.org/Graces. I may have said .com earlier because I come from a corporate America background, but it is .org, UnitedWayOfSemo.org/Graces. But we also have information on the website about all of our funded partners and the programs that we invest in our community.
Well, it's so fantastic. Good luck in your new position.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Congratulations. We've been talking with Elizabeth Shelton of the United Way of Southeast Missouri. And coming up on Cape Chamber is Shad Burner coming up on Cape Chronicle is Shad Burner with the Cape Girardeau Area Chamber of Commerce. Stay tuned for more of Cape Chronicle.
They say you only regret the things you don't do. At Southeast Missouri State University, we wouldn't know, because doing is what we do best. Here, alarm clocks thunder like starting guns. And working harder comes second only to working smarter. And there is no secret to success, only the will to do. Tomorrow's nurses, doctors, engineers, artists, and entrepreneurs don't just go here. They train here, explore here, fail here, pick themselves up and do whatever it takes to succeed out there. We act for good. We play for pride. And when we're not sure what to do next, we learn from those who have done it all before. Why do we do it? Because if seeing is believing, imagine what you'll discover from doing.
Chronicle. I'm Audra Kane. The Cape Area Chamber of Commerce works tirelessly in determining strategies that will aid area businesses and residents improve industry and lifestyles. And business development specialist Shad Burner has information to share with you. Thank you for coming, Shad.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you being here. So you've been with the Chamber just under a year.
That's correct.
And have you been able to chat with very many local businesses in that time?
Absolutely. I always call it my chamber day job, because we all do a lot of different things there, is to just go out and speak with businesses one-on-one. And I've probably met with 60 to 80 businesses in the course of the year.
Wow. Okay, so I heard something recently about a Work Ready Coalition. Now, how can that help Cape Girardeau?
Sure. So for historical purposes, we used to have an education committee on the chamber, and the whole idea was to drive the initiatives that would impact workforce. And a few years ago, the state of Missouri announced an initiative to have work-ready communities, and that's in partnership with the ACT. ACT is the test I took to get into college.
Sure.
They also do testing on workforce preparedness. So we launched locally, we launched our initiative to become a work-ready community. So through efforts of people who were here before me, along with Tim Arbeiter, we were able to attain that status, which means that basically the businesses in Cape Girardeau as a whole are accepting the work keys testing as a part of their hiring practice. So what that means ultimately is that we have more students and people in the community taking the work keys test, and more businesses accepting that testing, so that we can better match skill sets and reduce turnover for the businesses.
Okay, so matching those skill sets, in doing some research on this, I find that you all are working to develop some programs that will help residents find a way to get a job. Like, what's one of the examples that I saw was it Southeast CAPS
That's
program?
Correct. Yeah, so through my meetings with people, with businesses, we found overwhelmingly that the #1 challenge in our community is hiring good people. And that's all across the board, from the manufacturing employees to the white-collar positions. All across, we're just having challenges hiring good people. So what we want to do is to implement a variety of different strategies to improve that over time. Southeast CAPS, SE CAPS, is one of those strategies. We are modeling that after Northland CAPS, which is in the Kansas City area, and Springfield also launched it. What happens is there are several school districts that have come together to send students to an off-site classroom in a business setting. And they go for a whole year. For the first semester, it's 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, in a classroom that is with a curriculum that's driven by industry, versus a curriculum that's driven by the educational institution. Then the second semester, these students are doing internships 4 days a week, and then 1 day a week back in the classroom. We're looking at launching a small version of that in the 2016-2017 school year, focusing specifically in the IT sector, and we hope to have maybe 15 students in that, just to get that up and going. When Northland did it, they grew very rapidly and very organically, and the students that we met, it was just amazing to see these students. They were in IT, and some of these students, you could tell they just wouldn't fit into a traditional classroom setting. It wouldn't be where they would excel, and this really gave them the opportunity to get out and excel. There was one student in particular who had almost flunked out of school due to attendance, and he was over 95+% attendance in this program. So these students are intelligent, they're smart, and we're giving them another path to get the skills they need to be employable and be a huge impact on our community.
So I'm guessing that you'll be working with the local school districts, as well as maybe the Cape Girardeau, the CTC, to find these students that are interested in the program. Is it a long-term program, or is it a short-term program?
The idea is to turn it into a long-term program. Initially, we're just looking to get it out there, kind of in the vein of a lean startup, if you will, for the private sector people, to get it out there, test it, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then shift and adjust accordingly. We've been in talks with the local folks at Cape Public Schools as a possible lead entity in this. Of course, the CTC would be huge. Chris Case, who actually I watched his interview on this program to get prepared. He did a great job. He's been in all the meetings, and I think he would play a major role in this as well. And Dr. Welker's been very supportive of this. So we're just trying to find our way. One of the most critical components of getting it up and running is having a business partner. And I think we're down the path of having someone who would be willing to house those students, which is a huge, it could be a huge burden, but it's a big commitment, and we're really appreciative of businesses who are willing to step up like that.
When you say a business partner, how would they partner with you?
They would actually provide the space for the student classroom to meet 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. So they're taking space out of their building and committing it to this program, and that's big for someone to do. And
they might need some of the technology to go with it. Am I right?
Absolutely. That's
okay.
great.
And so, are you all looking to go a little younger as well? Maybe influencing some kids in the direction of IT?
Sure. So IT just happens to be one of our bigger initiatives, because we've heard out of that industry more than most that we have challenges. Our businesses have challenges finding people with the right skill sets. So what we are trying to do with a variety of partners is drive down the age at which students start exploring their career pathway a little bit in all sectors, but specifically in IT, because we think there's an opportunity to capture these students at that age and foster their growth. So we're looking at a few different programs, and I think IT is just a key area. I mean, as we all know, it's just where things are going, and we need to have that skill.
Yeah, technology, that's the direction.
Maybe you can teach one of the classes.
No, I don't know about teaching one of the classes. Well, Shad, thank you so much for coming to chat with us. We've been talking with Shad Burner of the Cape Area Chamber of Commerce. On the way, we will hear from Cape Girardeau City Councilwoman Loretta Schneider. That's next on Cape Chronicle.
Wherever, whenever, cheering for whoever. There's one place to go for free OBC sports, the OBC Digital Network.
Not all classrooms are created equal. You can't just learn about life, you have to do it. At Southeast Missouri State University, we can't wait to see what you do.
This is not your mom's Southeast Missouri State University. Today, you'll do the work before you get the job. And when your tenacity is tested, your strengths are stretched, and your confidence secured, we'll help you find the place where you'll be extraordinary. At Southeast Missouri State, we're proud of where we've been, but we're focused on where we're going. And right now, we have opportunities you didn't even know existed.
Kane. We are joined now by City of Cape Girardeau Councilwoman Loretta Schneider. Welcome, Loretta.
Well, thank you for having me, Audrey.
I'm so excited. You have served, I think you actually may be my council person. You've served the City of Council as Ward representative for some time. You began your public service all the way back in 1981, correct?
Right, yes.
And so how did that come about?
Well, that came about because I saw a void in women in leadership in Cape, and some of the things that I had goals to do, I was not allowed to do because I was a woman and a mother. And I decided, because we didn't have any women on our city council in Cape Girardeau, that I would run for the council. And I did have to run 3 times before I was elected. But I was the first woman that was ever elected to the Cape Girardeau City Council.
That's exciting.
It is, I think so.
Breaking through that glass ceiling.
Well, I think it has been a good example for a lot of others.
Well, and I work with someone, a female, who's served on the city council, Meg Davis. So you did fill in for some other people's terms as well.
Well, when I first ran, I was elected, I think, in 82. Mm-hmm. And at that time, we did not have a charter, and then we did not have wards. And so I served 1 year, and then we had the charter, and then I served 4 more years. And that was my original time on the council. And then back in 2005, I believe it was, we did have wards, and my ward councilman left town and resigned. And I thought, well, I'll, run again. So I did. So I filled an unexpired term for 3 years, and the charter said that I could serve for 2 more full terms. So that was 11 years then and 5 years before. So I'm in my 16th year on the Cape Girardeau City Council, but now I'm term limited.
You are term limited, and that ends next year. Likely all this time, being involved all the way back to 1981, you've probably seen quite a few issues and changes along the way. What developments for the city of Cape Girardeau would you say that you were able to get behind with a real passion?
I don't know. There have been so many, and right at the present time, what I see is my issues that I ran on every time were good government, quality of life, and green space. And so I see things today that fit into the quality of life and the good government, and those are the issues that I've always strived for. I mean, quality of life, one of the big issues now is our public safety, our firefighters and our police, and having the funding to provide for them adequately and the numbers that we need. And then besides that, the development, green space, I mean, when we have new green space, I want green space rather than more concrete. So I think we've made strides in all those areas. And 3 years ago, I was instrumental in creating the Keep Cape Beautiful. We're not an advisory, we're a committee. And I wanted to see a clean city and free of litter and graffiti and even beautification. And I think we've made quite a few strides in those areas, but it's always a challenge.
It is. I'm not a Cape Girardeau native, and I know that people watching often aren't Cape Girardeau natives. I think when we moved here, one of the things that struck me as very valuable to the city of Cape Girardeau is the river campus. And I was told that you had a little something to do with bringing that to Cape.
Well, I don't know how you knew that, but I was involved in a foundation that we wanted to save the old seminary, and one of the members that was involved with us owned quite a bit of stock, I think that's what it was, and he ended up donating the property so that the university could build the river campus. So, I was sort of on the ground floor of that.
Well, I would say that would definitely be one of people's favorite parts of Cape Girardeau that you kind of had your hand in. What would you say is your favorite project that you were involved in?
Oh, I don't know. That's That's difficult to say because, you know, on the council, we're always dealing with different issues. My late husband was very much involved in parks and recreation, and I think we've made tremendous strides in those areas. And as I would say, that fits right into quality of life, especially for young families. I think Cape Girardeau is a great place to live.
You say you love green space. Which of the green spaces in Cape Girardeau is your favorite?
Well, probably, I guess, comes to mind is Cap Hall Park.
Sure.
I mean, it's so visible, and it's so well maintained, and so popular, I would say that. But of course, that isn't real new, but it's been constantly being improved.
Yeah, it is being improved, and the City Council has had a lot to say and a lot of involvement in that.
Well, what is so important is the citizens of Cape Girardeau that vote in the kinds of things that we promote, and that's what's so important to us. They see the value as we do, and it's not always easy to get those taxes passed that mean quality of life.
Well, you have been instrumental in it, and Loretta, thank you so much for coming to sit with us today and for your service to the City of Cape Girardeau. Loretta Schneider, Cape Girardeau City Councilwoman. Thanks again. And thank you for joining us today for Cape Chronicle. The program is a collaboration between the Department of Mass